What if the peace you're searching for isn't something to find, but something to release? In a world obsessed with holding on, to status, to pain, to identity, there's a forgotten art, practiced by ancient sages and modern seekers alike, the art of letting go. This isn't about giving up, it's about rising above. And in the next few minutes, you won't just learn how to let go. You'll feel why it matters. The modern world praises productivity, hustle, multitasking. But beneath that drive often hides a wounded part of us. One that equates stillness with danger, silence with shame, and rest with failure. That's how we end up walking around like overpacked mules on a spiritual pilgrimage we never agreed to. Here's what the ancient teachings say. You are not meant to carry the mountain. You are only meant to climb it. But how can you climb if you keep picking up every rock you find along the way? I once knew a man who couldn't stop grieving a past relationship. It ended, as many do, with pain. But instead of healing, he turned the memory into a shrine. Every day he revisited it, polished it, worshipped it. That grief became a form of loyalty, a monument to what could have been. And yet, years later, he was still kneeling before that ghost, while life moved silently behind him. To let go doesn't mean to forget. It means to honor, and then to move. Grief isn't a chain. It's a river. It's meant to flow. In neuroscience, they say, neurons that fire together wire together. Every time you relive a painful memory, you're strengthening its pathway. The brain doesn't distinguish between an event happening and you remembering it vividly. So each time you replay that scene, you're re-traumatizing your nervous system. Monks know this. That's why we are taught stillness. Not as absence of action, but as an act of reprogramming. A way to break the loop. Sit, breathe, observe. And ask yourself this question. What weight have I chosen to carry today? And can I place it down? Because sometimes, peace isn't something you gain. It's something that's left when you stop holding everything else. Let that sit with you. We'll continue. Letting go is one of the most misunderstood teachings. Many think it means forgetting, burying pain, or pretending nothing ever happened. But that's far from the truth. True letting go is not erasure. It's not denial. It's not weakness. It is a courageous, conscious choice, a deliberate act of strength and wisdom. To let go does not mean to forget your scars or erase your wounds. It means refusing to allow those scars to dictate every step you take. It means no longer allowing your wounds to become your identity, your prison, or your endless replay. Imagine this. You are holding a burning coal, clenched tightly in your fist, waiting to throw it at someone who hurt you. But while you hold on, the coal burns your hand relentlessly. The pain is real, and it's only getting worse. That burning coal is resentment, anger, and grudges. There's an ancient story from Buddhist tradition. Two monks were traveling. They encountered a woman unable to cross a river. The older monk lifted her onto his back and carried her across. Hours later, the younger monk finally said, "Why did you carry her? We're not allowed to touch women." The older monk replied calmly, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" How many burdens do you carry that you no longer need? Letting go is not about weakness or forgetting. It's about discipline, the kind that demands courage and fierce self-respect. It's the warrior's choice to reclaim peace rather than power. Because true power is not in holding on, it's in knowing when to release. We don't just hold on to emotions, we hold on to identities. The stories we tell ourselves about who we are become our prisons. I'm the one who was abandoned. I'm the one who always gets hurt. I'm the overachiever. I'm the failure. These labels shape how we see the world and ourselves. We defend them, even when they limit us or cause pain. But who are you beneath these stories? Who are you without the roles you cling to? Imagine a tree weighed down by heavy, dead branches. To thrive, the tree must shed what no longer serves it. So must we shed old identities to grow. Letting go isn't just emotional release, it's spiritual surgery, cutting away what no longer fits to reveal the true self beneath. When I first entered the monastery, the head monk said, "You are not your name. You are not your past. Until you shed these, you cannot meet who you really are." Who will you meet when you let go of your story? There is an ancient Zen saying, "You cannot pour tea into a cup that's already full." What does that mean for us? It means that to grow, to learn, to find peace, we must first empty ourselves, let go of what fills us unnecessarily. Judgment, resentment, fear, all of these fill your cup to the brim, leaving no room for new wisdom, new peace, new life. Emptying your cup isn't losing something. It's creating space. Space for transformation, space for healing, space for love. Imagine walking through a garden. Each weed you pull is a burden lifted. Each cleared patch is potential waiting to bloom. The mind cluttered with judgment cannot learn. The heart weighed down with resentment cannot love. True peace is not something you find outside. It's what remains when you release what's not you. Each blossom that falls makes room for new buds to grow. What are you ready to let fall today? Your breath is the most immediate connection between body and mind, the bridge that brings you home, to this very moment. Often, our minds race, dragging us into past regrets or future anxieties. But the breath always returns us to now. Try this with me. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 counts. As you breathe, silently repeat, "I am safe to release. I am strong in surrender." Do this 3 times a day, morning, midday, and before bed. You will begin to notice the tension in your chest soften, the noise in your mind settle. Science confirms this. Slow, mindful breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural rest and digest mode, lowering stress and resetting the mind. Breath is more than oxygen. It's your anchor in the storm, your tool for freedom. Let your breath guide you back to yourself. There's an ancient saying, "Let go or be dragged." Dragged by bitterness, dragged by perfectionism, dragged by the stories you tell yourself when you're tired and afraid. You see, holding on doesn't just weigh you down, it pulls you backward, trapping you in cycles of pain and fear. You can't move forward while looking behind. I remember a tree outside the monastery, branches once weighed down by heavy snow. Some branches snapped, others bent but survived and grew stronger. What made the difference? Flexibility. Letting go is the flexibility of the heart, bending without breaking. Every time you let go of a grudge, a fear, or a false identity, you free yourself to grow. Remember, carry what strengthens you. Drop what holds you back. Tonight, try this ritual with me. It's simple, but powerful. Light a candle. Its flame symbolizes your intention to release what no longer serves you. Take a piece of paper. Write down one thing you're ready to let go. Just one. Hold it in your hands for a moment. Feel its weight, not just physical, but emotional. Then, safely burn the paper or tear it into pieces. As you do, whisper, "Thank you for what you taught me, but I release you now." Sit quietly for 2 minutes. Feel the shift. Notice the space you create within. This isn't superstition. It's a declaration to your nervous system. The war is over. In the monastery, we use sound bowls and chant to deepen this release. Vibrations clearing the mind and heart. If you align this ritual with the phases of the moon, especially the full or waning moon, its power is magnified. Remember, letting go is an active process. It requires intention, presence, and courage. You are reclaiming your peace, one breath, one ritual, one moment at a time. We crave control. It's a natural instinct to plan, prepare, and protect ourselves from the unknown. But here is the paradox. Control is an illusion. No matter how tightly you grasp, life slips through your fingers like water. When control falters, fear rises. If you don't meet it with grace, fear becomes anger, frustration, despair. Letting go is the decision to stop wrestling with the river's current and instead float, trusting you will not drown. This is not surrender to weakness. It is surrender to wisdom. You are not giving up. You are giving over, releasing the need to dominate what you cannot change. In doing so, you reclaim your freedom. Everything in life is impermanent. Nothing stays the same. Not joy, not pain, not even our own selves. This truth can feel unsettling or even terrifying, but it is also deeply freeing. When we grasp tightly to things as if they are permanent, we invite suffering. Imagine holding water in your hands. No matter how hard you try, it slips away. Yet if you cup your hands gently, the water rests, even if only for a moment. The ancient sages teach us to embrace impermanence, to flow with life's changes rather than resist them. To let go is to accept the natural cycle of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. It is to find peace in the knowing that nothing is lost, only transformed. One of the hardest parts of letting go is forgiving ourselves. We carry guilt, shame, and regret like heavy stones in our pockets. But self-compassion is the gentle hand that lifts those stones one by one. It's not about excusing mistakes or avoiding responsibility. It's about recognizing your humanity, your imperfections and struggles, with kindness. When you forgive yourself, you create space for healing and growth. This compassion is the foundation of true freedom. Begin with one small act today. Speak kindly to yourself. Tell yourself, I am enough. Because the journey of letting go begins with love, especially for the person staring back in the mirror. The past is a story, the future an unknown. But this moment, right now, is all that truly exists. Presence is the act of fully inhabiting the here and now, without distraction or judgment. It is the ground where letting go takes root. When you bring your attention to the present, the mind's endless chatter quiets. You see reality clearly, not colored by fear, hope, or regret. Practice presence in simple ways. Feeling the breath, noticing the sounds around you, tasting your food with intention. Presence is not some lofty ideal. It's the most accessible path to freedom. Fear is a shadow that follows all who walk the path of change. It whispers doubts, paints worst-case scenarios, and freezes action. But resisting fear only strengthens its grip. True courage isn't absence of fear. It's facing fear without resistance, without fleeing or fighting. Imagine a river flowing around a rock. It doesn't try to break the rock, but moves gracefully past it. You can learn to flow like the river, allowing fear to be there without letting it control you. Each time you face fear with acceptance, it loses power. The practice is simple but not easy. Begin by naming your fear. Speak it aloud or write it down. Then breathe into it. Invite it to exist without judgment. Over time, fear becomes less a wall and more a gateway to growth. Stillness is often seen as emptiness or inactivity. But in truth, stillness is a powerful force, the fertile ground where transformation begins. In stillness, you create space to observe your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without being swept away. It is here that you discover the difference between who you are and the stories your mind tells. Stillness can be found not only in meditation, but in everyday moments, waiting in line, walking slowly, sipping tea mindfully. The world rushes, but stillness offers freedom. To let go, you must learn to sit with yourself in stillness, without distraction, without judgment. It is uncomfortable at first, but it is where healing begins. Uncertainty is life's only constant. The future is a vast, unknown ocean, and our attempts to control it often leave us adrift. Yet, it is in the embrace of uncertainty that true freedom is found. Imagine standing on a cliff's edge, wind rushing past you, unsure of what lies below, fear and exhilaration entwined. To let go is to lean into that unknown with trust, to say, I do not have all the answers, and that is okay. This trust is cultivated through practice, through surrendering expectations and welcoming the flow of life. Visual. The monk standing at a cliff's edge, the sunrise painting the sky with warm colors. Embracing uncertainty does not mean passivity. It means active engagement with life's mystery, with openness and curiosity. Compassion is the thread that weaves through every act of letting go. When you release grudges, you do so with compassion, for others and for yourself. Compassion dissolves anger and opens the heart to understanding. It's easy to hold on to pain and blame, but it takes strength to soften and forgive. Imagine the heart as a garden. Compassion waters the soil, allowing love and peace to grow. Letting go is not forgetting, but choosing kindness over bitterness. In the practice of letting go, there is a delicate dance between effort and surrender. Too much effort, and we strain, resist, and exhaust ourselves. Too much surrender, and we become passive, detached, or lost. The path lies in finding the balance, to engage fully with life's challenges, while knowing when to release and trust. Think of a skilled archer drawing a bowstring. The tension must be just right. Too tight, and the string may snap. Too loose, and the arrow will falter. Mastering this balance is the art of wisdom, of knowing when to hold on and when to let go. Letting go is rarely instantaneous. It's a process, sometimes slow, often nonlinear, and always deeply personal. Patience is your companion on this journey. Like the seasons, transformation unfolds in its own time. You may plant a seed of intention today, but it might take months, even years, to see the full bloom. Frustration arises when we demand immediate results, but peace comes with acceptance of the natural pace. Be gentle with yourself. Allow the process to unfold without judgment or rush. One of the heaviest chains we wear is attachment to outcomes. We plan, we hope, we strive, all focused on a future result. But when reality doesn't align with expectation, suffering blooms. Imagine a child reaching for a butterfly, desperate to catch it. The more they chase, the farther it flies. True freedom arises when you release the grip on how things must be and welcome what is. This is not resignation, it's acceptance. Acceptance allows you to engage fully with life's unfolding without being shackled by how you think it should go. Practice releasing attachment, and you'll find joy even in uncertainty. Mindfulness is the foundation of all spiritual practice. It's the art of observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment or reaction. When you cultivate mindful awareness, you create space between stimulus and response. That space is where freedom lives. You are no longer controlled by impulses or conditioned patterns. Instead, you respond with clarity and intention. Begin by simply noticing the breath entering and leaving, the sensations of your body, the sounds around you. With practice, mindfulness becomes your steady companion in letting go. Letting go is often seen as a solitary journey, but the truth is, community plays a vital role. We are social beings, wired for connection and support. Sharing your struggles, your fears, your victories with others lightens the load. Compassionate presence from others can mirror back your worth and help you see beyond your own story. Remember, no one climbs a mountain alone. Seek out those who uplift you, challenge you, and walk with you in the journey of release and renewal. We often cling to our opinions, our beliefs, as if they define us. But the need to always be right breeds conflict and isolation. True strength lies in humility, in recognizing that our perspective is just one among many. Letting go of the need to be right opens the door to empathy and deeper understanding. It softens the heart and expands the mind. In this space, true connection and peace are born. Forgiveness is one of the most challenging acts on the path to letting go. It is not about excusing the hurt or forgetting the pain. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, a release from the chains of anger and resentment. Holding on to grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. When you forgive, you break the cycle of suffering and open space for healing. It is a brave act of self-liberation. Attachment and desire are twin forces that bind us to suffering. We crave what we don't have and cling to what we fear losing. But desire itself isn't the enemy. It's attachment that traps us. Attachment is the refusal to accept change, the attempt to hold on to impermanence as if it were permanence. Imagine trying to grasp water. The tighter your grip, the more it slips away. Learning to loosen your hold, to desire without attachment, is the path to true freedom. This balance allows you to engage fully with life's pleasures without becoming a prisoner to them. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to attachment and suffering. When we focus on what we have, rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective. Gratitude opens the heart and softens the mind. It reminds us of the abundance that exists even in simplicity. Incorporate gratitude into your daily practice. Morning, pause, and name 3 things you are grateful for. Even in hardship, there is always something to appreciate. Gratitude creates space for letting go by highlighting the richness of the present moment. Silence is often overlooked in our noisy world, yet it holds immense power. In silence, the mind can settle, and the heart can speak. It is the space where clarity emerges, and wounds begin to heal. Embrace moments of silence each day. Turn off distractions, and simply be with yourself. Through silence, you create room to let go of what no longer serves. The ego is the voice that insists, I must be right, I must be in control, I must be recognized. It clings tightly to identity, to status, to certainty. But surrendering the ego doesn't mean losing yourself. It means stepping beyond the self-centered story and connecting with something greater, a vastness beyond individual pain and pride. This surrender opens the door to humility, peace, and true freedom. The ego resists, but the heart knows the way. Change is the only constant in life. Resisting change creates suffering. Accepting it creates freedom. Every moment is an opportunity to release what no longer serves and welcome what is new. Like the river that never stays the same, we too must flow with life's currents. Embracing change isn't easy. It requires courage, trust, and flexibility. But in that acceptance, you find peace that is unshakable. Non-attachment is not about rejection or indifference. It is about engaging fully with life without clinging. To hold things lightly is to appreciate their value without becoming dependent on them. This practice frees the mind from fear and the heart from suffering. Non-attachment allows love, joy, and peace to flow naturally, without barriers. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, but it is the source of true strength. When you allow yourself to be seen, flaws, fears, and all, you open the door to genuine connection and healing. Letting go means dropping the armor and embracing your authentic self, even when it feels risky. This courage to be vulnerable breaks down walls and builds bridges. Letting go isn't just about release, it's also about embracing joy. When you free yourself from burdens, space opens for happiness and gratitude to grow. Joy arises not from external things, but from inner peace and acceptance. Cultivate joy by noticing small moments of beauty, kindness, and connection each day. This joy fuels your journey and reminds you why letting go is worth the effort. Transformation is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Consistency in letting go, in mindfulness, in compassion, builds the foundation for lasting peace. Small, steady steps may seem insignificant, but over time, they create profound change. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Return to your practice with patience and persistence. The path of freedom is walked one breath at a time, every day. Acceptance is not surrender to defeat. It is the wise recognition of reality as it is, without resistance or denial. When you accept what you cannot change, you stop fighting a losing battle. This peace allows energy to be redirected toward growth and healing. Acceptance is the gateway to true freedom. Intentions are the compass guiding your journey. Without clear intention, efforts to let go can become scattered or superficial. Set your intention daily to release what no longer serves, to welcome peace, to be present. Intentions anchor your mind and heart, aligning your actions with your deepest values. This focus transforms letting go from a vague wish into a powerful practice. The past shapes us, but it does not define us. Clinging to old stories, regrets, or pain binds us to what was instead of what is. To truly live, you must release the past, not by forgetting, but by forgiving and learning. This release opens your heart to the richness of the present moment. Living fully now is the greatest act of letting go. Letting go is ultimately an inward journey. It requires facing the parts of ourselves we hide, our fears, doubts, and shadows. This inner work is the path to healing and freedom. As you explore your inner landscape with honesty and kindness, you discover your true nature beneath the layers of conditioning. The greatest liberation comes from understanding yourself deeply. Silence and stillness are the fertile soil where insight grows. In the quiet, your mind can settle, and the noise of daily life fades. This space allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Through regular practice of silence, you cultivate clarity and calm. Letting go becomes easier when your mind is not overwhelmed by distractions. Compassion is both a gift and a practice. It begins with kindness toward yourself, your struggles, your imperfections. When you cultivate compassion inwardly, it naturally extends outward to others. This opens your heart and softens resistance. Letting go becomes a shared journey of healing, not isolation. Forgiveness is a key that unlocks the chains of resentment and pain. It doesn't mean forgetting or condoning hurtful actions. Forgiveness is a choice to release the hold that past wounds have on your present. Through forgiveness, you reclaim your power and peace. This act of courage frees your heart to move forward. Mindful presence is the art of fully inhabiting each moment without distraction. When you bring your attention fully to the here and now, the mind's chaos quiets. This clarity allows you to respond rather than react. Presence anchors you in reality and makes letting go possible. Practice by focusing on simple daily acts, breathing, walking, listening. Seeking approval from others can chain you to their expectations and judgments. True freedom comes when you release this need and honor your own truth. Letting go of external validation frees you to live authentically and courageously. It takes strength to stand alone, but in that solitude, your spirit finds its voice. Self-compassion is the foundation of healing and growth. It means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. When you forgive your mistakes and honor your struggles, you create a safe space for transformation. This gentle acceptance is the heart of letting go. Living with intention is the conscious choice to align your actions with your deepest values. It turns letting go from a passive act into an active, empowered practice. When you set clear intentions, you guide your mind and heart toward peace and freedom. Each day becomes an opportunity to practice presence, compassion, and release. Letting go is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. Each moment offers a new chance to release, to forgive, to embrace. The path is not always easy, but it is always worth walking. Remember, you are not alone. The wisdom of the ancient teachings lives within you, guiding, supporting, and awakening your true freedom. Walk forward with courage, compassion, and presence. The journey continues. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel for more wisdom and guidance on the journey to mental freedom. Like this video if it helped you find a moment of peace, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. Together, we build a community of mindful souls committed to growth and letting go. Thank you for being here. Until next time, stay present and keep walking your path.